Linda emailed me today and she probably won't be here. She said she might join us, so she asked me to sort of get things going. So why don't we start with the Finance Committee, Jane?
Okay, thank you. The first thing we should look at in the Finance Committee would be the invoices, going back to November 11th and coming up through, I think it's December the 10th. And so do we have any questions about those invoices? There are some large amounts in there, but I think Reno has explained them in an extra document for us.
And the ones made out to First Midwest Bank are the credit card, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No questions? Do I have a motion to approve those invoices from the, I think, Finance Committee members, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Mark. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, and then next, I think we would go on to the action item concerning the valve update.
Treasurer's report first, please, Jane.
The Treasurer's Report. What? Oh, that document. I forget that one. I have to find it. Everyone, please look at that document, the Treasurer's Report, where we have 99% of the tax levy received as of the end of November. Looking at that, let's see. Does anyone see anything that catches their eye or that they'd like to ask about, please?
Now, what month are we in the budget, Rena?
We are in November.
I mean,
7th.
is that the 7th or
That
8th?
is period 7.
7th, okay.
Yes.
So if the percentages spent are a little over half, we ought to be in good shape in theory, is the way I'd look at that. Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the Treasurer's Report?
Oh, would that be just up to me then? Yes, I will make that motion.
Thank you, Cindy. Second?
Second,
Thank you, Mark. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Okay, then, now I can go to the valve update. Is that right, Jennifer?
I have the transfer of funds from building to general as the first one, please.
Okay,
That's the first one in the packet.
okay, I have to find it. I'm sorry, I'm looking on my pad.
On mine, it's the very last document.
It is?
On
They
mine,
don't, yeah, they don't come in the way you think they might. $64,850.
Yes.
It's
Sorry, that's the first one in my PDF.
Okay.
isn't that strange?
So that we have a recommendation to transfer $64,850 from the building fund to the general fund, and it would be in the contractual services line item. And this is for Johnson Controls with the HVAC controllers. And it had been paid out of the general fund before instead of the building fund. So what we're trying to do is replace those funds so that it comes out of the proper account.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
Any
make-
questions?
Second,
Okay, thank you both. All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. Thank you. And so now what, Jennifer? I'll just ask this time.
Okay. I have the valves as the next one.
Okay, so now we'll go look for the valve. Boy, I saw all this last night. No, it's not that one. This is something, though, I remember that they said they had found.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, our
And-
current valves are obsolete. We'll need to replace all of them eventually, but the initial valve replacement here is for ones that have stopped working and they're the initial cost is 4,000 estimated cost.
How
Okay.
many valves is that? How many valves for the $4,000?
I'm not sure how many exactly. But they will be fixing the valves down in the first floor meeting room and along that east side of the first floor.
And this is in addition to what they had found as far as problems with the HVAC before?
Yes, this
Okay.
is a new problem.
Okay. Okay,
Well, the problem is the system's 25 years old and it's been neglected.
Yep.
we've got to take care of it. So any other discussion? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mark. Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Cindy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Then next I see, what do I see? Is it the proposal to rewire the can lights on the
Yes.
first floor meeting room?
Yep.
And that had concerned an issue of dimming the lights or having to turn them off completely out if they were using the projector. And that created a problem, certainly for those people in the front half of the building or of the room. And so they are trying to, we do want to put in some rewiring so that that will work a little bit better. And it was approved by the building committee back in December earlier. Any discussion on this?
I just had one question about it. There seems to be at least some of the electrical lighting wiring is different in that area. When they install the donor wall outside in the main lobby, they wanted to put lighting on it, and it doesn't have standard 110 electricity. It's got some kind of a, I mean, the system that they wanted to tap into. So I just wanted to be sure that the electrical people knew what they're getting into.
So that would have been in the foyer area, correct, Bill?
Well, it was actually behind the foyer. Like,
Yes,
you know,
but that links up closer to the children's programming room than the
Sure.
meeting room. And we did have electric come out and look at everything, make sure it was possible, Glasgow, and give us the quote. So
okay.
And this-
Well, again, you know, I'm giving you history information.
sure.
Right,
It's
and
a-
that's good.
It could
That
be
would
a
be,
problem.
thank you, Bill. We appreciate that. And we want to keep that. We know that. So the proposed quote is for $875. Any other discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Cindy. And a second from Mark. All in favor, say aye.
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 And I think the next one is for the awning over the book drop.
Yes.
Okay. And we know that's been an ongoing problem for quite some time. So we now have a quote, I believe, for $1,394 to build an awning over that book drop so that hopefully water won't go in and ruin the books and so on. Damaged materials of $30,000. So any discussion on that?
So moved.
Thank you, Mark. Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye, thank you. Next, we move on to a wall removal. And we have a quote on this to remove the wall behind the circulation desk, or the partial wall behind the circulation desk, for $1,960. And this is to make the area more open, so that people doing work behind in their work area can see when a patron comes up to the desk. So everyone can be a bit more responsive and also do other work at the same time. So $1,960. Any discussion on this?
What's behind the wall?
There's It's an L-shaped wall and there's shelves. Before we moved the pickups to curbside, that's where pickups would be, plus a whole lot of just junk. So when Johnson took over, he got a lot of that cleared out. The pickups are in a different
The person
location.
you're calling is not available. Please leave a message at the tone.
So yeah, there's really not a whole lot behind on that wall on those shelves now.
And it's not going to look messy or junky,
That's,
but just as a work area then, right?
Yeah, it's just taking that wall out. We'll just open that up, and there's a window there in the through the workroom. So when they're back there in the workroom, they'll be able to see when patrons come up to the desk, and that's an issue right now that we always have to have somebody at the desk, not in the back working on other projects or what have you, because you can't see.
Okay.
so they're
So-
basically putting a window in, or the walls get coming down?
The wall's coming down. We have the window in place already.
Okay, any other discussion?
I looked at it today. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
As we move ahead with shortages of employees, I think it might be a very good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second,
Thank you, Mark. All in favor? Say
Aye.
aye. Aye, thank you. Next, I think we have a wall repair. Yes, to repair and paint the wall behind the information desk, which would be there in the foyer, correct?
Correct.
Okay, when things were changed around there and some of the display cabinetry came down, I think there's raw plywood. It just needs to be fixed up and made to look better. And I think that is for a price of $800. Any
Yes.
discussion? No discussion? Thank you, Mark. Second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 And next we have painting the stairwell going up to the second floor, I think. And we have a price of $3,875 for that. It's a teal color, which personally I love, but I do know it makes it dark, so I understand. So we can lighten it up and clean it up a little bit, and that would be excellent. Any discussion there? How about a motion then? There's only two of you. Can I have a motion,
I'll
please?
move.
Thank
I'll
you.
second it.
Your turn, Cindy.
Second, I know Cindy seconded, so all in favor, please.
Aye.
Okay, and then I think the last item is on the new tables for the second floor conference room. We have a quote of $2,913.60. And if I looked at them correctly, it looks like they can be kind of multi-purposed, as in computer tables, senior coffee time. They can, I think, be turned up more vertically so that maybe they can be folded, I guess, for storage or something.
Yes.
So any discussion on that?
What happens to the old tables?
The tables that we have in there currently, we will probably send off to Habitat. They don't have wheels on them. You can only have them facing one direction. They're really cumbersome to have in that room. We had them downstairs previously, but we really don't have a space for them anymore.
So they have been used previously.
Yes.
I had wondered where they came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have that money?
Mhm.
Okay, as long as it's in the budget, I'm pretty happy with it. Any other discussion?
Yeah, that was my question too. So
Okay, a motion then?
I'll make a motion then.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Mark. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Then do we have an item of information?
Let me
That was
see.
first floor updates, or is that just what we went through?
That, so first floor updates. Let me pull the agenda up. That is for the building committee.
Okay. Okay, it was under my finance committee, I think. So, okay. All right, then I don't think we have any other business. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add? Okay, then do I have a motion to adjourn the finance committee?
So moved.
Okay, I have a first and a second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jane. It's now 4:19. We'll call the meeting to order. And we'll start with Mary's secretary's report.
Okay, I hope everybody has had a chance to look at the minutes from the November meeting that was in your packet. Did anyone have any questions on the minutes from the November meeting? If not, may I get a motion to approve the minutes from November?
I'll make a motion. It's Melissa.
Okay, and a second?
I will second that.
A second from Cindy. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, everyone.
It's now time for the treasurer's report. Jennifer, maybe you can answer this, since we've all been here since we started the financial committee, and it just ended a minute ago. Does Jane have to go in complete detail with all the items, or can she just do an overview and ask for questions?
If the rest of the trustees are satisfied with overhearing the finance committee, I am fine with not going into great detail.
So we'll leave it to you, Mrs. Andrews. Whatever you think is reasonable as far as going over these items.
Okay, thank you. Let's look at the treasurer's report first. And the treasurer's report is we're in the 7th month, or completed the 7th month, excuse me. And do we have any questions there? I don't think there were any outrageous things that might draw our attention. We all know that Johnson Controls is getting a lot of money out of us. Well, they are. But we've got to do that, so.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It just surprises me every time I see it, but it's what we have to do. So if there's no discussion on the treasurer's report, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Melissa. A second, please. A second?
I'll
second.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Okay, I should know this, but now do I need a roll call?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Reno,
Okay. Jeremy? Okay. Yes, Jeremy?
Yes.
Okay. Cindy?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes,
Jane?
yes?
Mary?
Yes,
Melissa?
Yes.
And I think, is it Martha Espino?
Yes,
Martha is,
Yeah.
Hey, Martha.
Martha is here?
Yes, Martha's on the phone.
Martha is here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
on
the phone.
Yes, Martha.
Yes.
Okay.
She said yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you. So the treasurer's report is approved. And so now we need to look at the invoices. And so there you also see those larger amounts. Some nice detail there where we have the total and then how everything is broken out into different accounts. I like that very much. Thank you, Reno.
Well, thank you.
Any questions on the invoices? No questions. Do I have a motion to approve, please?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Mary. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Cindy. Roll call, please, Reno.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
yes,
Jane,
Yes?
Mary,
Yes,
Melissa,
Yes.
and
Okay.
Martha.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. And so with those approved, that would complete the treasurer's report then.
Thank you, Jane. Jennifer, you're up for directors and personnel report.
I will just say, everything's in my director's report. Just November was a month of being very thankful. I will say, going between Potterfest and at the beginning of the month and ending up with the giving tree on from the foundation. It was just overall, it was a very busy, but it was a good month. I'm just very thankful for all of our donors and for everyone who came out to Potterfest and everybody who helped with Potterfest. It was really awesome. I would also say that sadly, we did lose our staff member, Diane Siebert. She had separated from the library just about a month before that, and she had passed away in November. So we were very sad about that. She is very well loved by the library and missed. And I will end my report with that.
Any questions for Jennifer this evening? Jennifer, I should have said this before, but I really appreciate the detail you put in that report. I'm sure it takes a lot of time to collect all the information, and it's very helpful, at least to me, and I'm sure the other board members as well.
Thank you. And I will just say that the managers are always very good about getting me their reports on time. So they add in their narration and I look it over and add in mine. So thank you.
Good. It's time for our committee reports. Again, finance, and Jane, you have our permission to sort of summarize things if you wish.
Okay, but we still have to vote on each one separately. Okay.
We do.
What about the transfer of funds? Or is the finance just to do that?
Then the board has to do that one as well.
Okay, so let's take a look at the transfer of funds from the building fund to the general fund. I think you all heard some detail about that, and this is in the amount of $64,850. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion to
Thank you.
approve.
Thank you, Miss Melissa.
I'll second.
Thank you. Reno?
We'll
Thank
have
you.
to do we'll have to roll call. Yep.
Yes, Jeremy,
Aye.
Cindy,
Who did you call on? I'm sorry.
Cindy,
Yes.
Yes.
yes, Mark,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes?
Mary,
Yes,
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And so moving on then, I think we have the valves. Johnson Controls has found problems with the valves. This is in addition to the other costs that we have been aware of before. And this is for $4,000 as an initial replacement. Any discussion? Do I
I'll make a
hear a
motion to
motion?
approve.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Cindy. Reno, roll call, please.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes?
Mary,
yes,
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on after that, we have some kind of neat things, I think, happening here at the library. First, we would like to kind of work on some lights in the first floor meeting room to make them, I think, more acceptable when we're using the projector, make everyone able to see things a little better. That is for a cost of $875. Any discussion? How about a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Mary. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Melissa. Reno, we need a roll call, please.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes?
Mary,
Yes,
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you there. Next, we're looking at installing the awning over the book drop for a cost of $1,394. We all know, I think, how important that is. That's been an ongoing problem. Any discussion? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Melissa. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Cindy. Reno, a roll call?
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes,
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes, please.
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. And now we can start tearing down some things by taking out a behind the circulation desk for $1,960, making it more accessible and open for employees and patrons to get attention. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Melissa. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jeremy. Reno, a roll call.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
yes,
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. And we need to do some painting and some repair work. And this is out in front, what I call the foyer at the information desk. We've been using that nicely. And so for $800, we need to get some repairs to kind of spruce it up a little bit. Any discussion on this item? How about a motion, please?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Mary. Second?
In it?
Thank you, Cindy. Reno, a roll call.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
yes,
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then we have painting in the stairwell. And we'll be going from the teal color, I think it is, going to a cream color that's been used on other walls in the library. Will brighten the area. Any discussion? And do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Melissa. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Martha. And so now we have need a roll call. Reno, thank you.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
yes,
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reno. And I think our last item here is purchasing 8 conference room tables that would be multi-purpose and they could fold up for storage. Sounds like they would be an addition there. And this is for a cost of $2,913.60, which includes shipping. Any discussion on that item? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Melissa. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Martha. And now Reno, roll call.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
yes,
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you all. And our next meeting is on Tuesday, January 18th, 2022 at 3:45. Thank you.
thank you, Jane. We've given you quite a workout tonight.
I'm gonna have a drink, so to speak.
So to speak.
You need a break.
Policy committee, Cindy?
I don't have the agenda up in front of me, but I think it's, our next meeting is January 11th.
Yes.
That is correct.
11th at 4:15.
Thank you, Cindy. Building Committee, Melissa?
As you can see, we were quite busy with our last meeting. Hopefully, I don't have anything else unless Jennifer, did you want to go over the first floor updates?
You know, the PDF came across so poorly, and with not being in the building, I think if we could potentially just table this until next month and we can talk about it more then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
So the building committee will meet on February 8th at 4:15. And then at the next meeting, we will go over kind of some of the things that Jennifer took me around the building, just some kind of her vision on, you know, things that to really enhance programming. It's a lot of great ideas. Jeremy and I went over it at the building meeting earlier this month, and you know, it's even from the drawings, Jennifer, I think it's still it looks good.
We'll see.
Thank you. I will just add two things to that. One, we've also had some discussion about putting out a request for proposal for what is the word is escaping me?
The RFP.
Yes, for to have somebody come around and give us, Jessica, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, feasibility. I was trying to
Feasibility.
turn on the sound on my iPad with my mouse. It didn't work. So
Yeah.
feasibility.
Yes, a feasibility study.
Feasibility study.
So yeah, so we've talked about that. So hopefully I'll have that for you to look at next month that we can send out. So because what I want to do right now, besides knocking down the wall and circulation, is just basically move furniture around. The feasibility study will address some of our longer term situations. I'll also add that we did have the roof inspected by Century, and we got a great report from them. So our roof is in great condition. So welcome good news about building.
Well, very good. Jennifer, you have a couple of items under old business.
Yes. So the first one is just going over the rest of the information for the per capita grant that Illinois Public Library Trustee Manual. Just any questions, any observations? If you've read it, I don't feel the need to go through and bullet point it again. If you've read it and there's no discussion to be had, I feel comfortable saying this has met our requirement for the per capita grant, which I will be writing next week when I get back in. It is due January 15th.
Well, very good.
Okay, thank you all.
Vision meeting, did you want to go over that?
And then I'll just, to wrap up, we had our kind of our follow-up to the vision meeting. I sent you the PowerPoint that Annie put together for us. It went through, and we did not go through this in great detail. We just kind of touched on it. It gives the results basically of every category that we contributed ideas to, and then you have kind of your top votes. So between that and the feasibility study, it'll give us a nice idea of where we're going, where we want to go. We also talked about at that follow-up meeting that Peter, which will be in my director's report next month, but Johnson, Peter, and I took a trip up to Bolingbrook, and the bookmobile was a big disappointment that they had for sale. It was very much more rusty than the pictures online led us to believe. The interior was nice, but basically the moment we walked up to it and saw how much rust was just on the back side of it, we all looked at each other like, nope. We drove 3 hours for no reason, basically. But it gave us an opportunity to explore another library, another modern library. The Bolingbrook Library is beautiful. Gives us some ideas and whatnot. So it was not a completely wasted trip, but it also gave us a good picture of what a $40,000 used bookmobile might look like, and more motivation to go for a brand new one. So we did our due diligence, we did our research. Didn't work out with this one, but now we know what we want going forward.
I thought it was good news that you're already doing some of the things that are listed on the vision meeting summary in this agenda.
Yeah, that's how
lot.
we looked at it too. That yeah, there were things. It was kind of a double edge. That on the one hand, they want to see us do this, which we are. So that's good. We're doing what people want us to do. But on the other hand, they weren't aware that we were doing this. But again, that is a lot that we do, and it's hard to keep up with everything. And then this, having Whitesmith on board in this coming year to help us with marketing will hopefully help us, compartmentalize some of our message and get that out.
Well, and I just want to add to Jennifer, I thought it was a really good idea to have these meetings with both the foundation and the board. I think it's a good idea and not just once every 5 or 6 years to do this, but something on a regular basis. I think it's important that the foundation does know what's going on in the library. And I think this is a good way to do that. So I thought these types of meetings were really good. And I think it was eye-opening to a lot of the foundation board.
I agree.
Thank you. I agree too.
Well, new business, you have one item on calendar closings and early closings, Jennifer.
Yeah, this is our annual. Every December we go through and y'all approve when we're planning to be closed or close early for the coming year. Once again, I put out to the managers, do we want to be open the day after Thanksgiving? And they were all fine with it. So that is not on this list. I do have Eve of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve highlighted because traditionally we would close early, but because these are a Friday and Saturday next year's, if we can maintain our hours of closing at 3 on Friday and Saturday, there's really no need for us to close early. So if you vote this, just know that if we maintain closing at 3 on Friday and Saturday, we will not close early. But if we go back to our other or hours pre-COVID of closing at 5, then we will close early those 2 days.
Are the floating holidays, are those all holidays also, or just?
Yeah,
whenever
so those are days that some businesses are closed, but we are open to the public, and then staff receive a day that they can take off another day.
Okay, so you're open those days.
Yes. And then the floating religious holiday, I think that was originally instituted to take care of like an Easter Monday holiday, but it can be used at any time.
Any other questions on the proposed 2022 library closings and early closings? If not, is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Melissa. Do we have a second?
I will.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Is there a reason for a closed session this evening, Jennifer?
No, but we do have one more action item, the IGA with Illinois Libraries present.
That's right, it's on the agenda, but I do remember reading about that. Do you want to go over that?
Yes, I'm actually going to turn that over to Jessica and let her explain it.
Okay, so Illinois Libraries Presents is an organization that was created by Northbrook Library up Blue Earth. And what it is sort of a consortium so that people can share resources when it comes to booking big name authors, because they are very expensive, as we know from booking LeVar Burton. And so to share that expense, what they do is just charge libraries based on their operating expenses. So like because our operating budget is about $2 million, we're in the range where we would only pay $375 every 6 months. that's really small to get like a big name program every single month. It's a digital program. The first 3 authors have been announced. So for January, they have Sylvia Morena Garcia. In February, they have a romance author, Jasmine Guillory. And in March, they have memoirist. She writes very funny books, Jenny Lawson. So these are all pretty big name books, New York Times bestsellers. And so we're excited that our patrons would have access to them via Zoom, and we can host our own watch parties. And that's what I intend to do. So yeah, I would like for you to approve that intergovernmental agreement so that we can go ahead and do the thing.
Now, Jessica, in the legal agreement, the $11,000 is accumulated total of all the libraries participating?
Let me pull the document up again. Hold on.
We'd only pay the $375 twice a year, right?
Yes. Yes,
It's on the legal agreement. There was an amount said 11,000.
Let me pull that up again.
It looks like it's paid by the 12 member libraries. So it looks like that's an aggregate.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but so there's 12 libraries going together on this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my computer doesn't want to open documents right now, so I apologize.
Well, that's fine. It sounds like a bargain to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So $750 a year.
Yeah.
So then this is silly because I can't do that much math that quick. Does that mean that money will get, like, if we're doing something at the Danville Public Library, the other ones, like, everybody's going to take turns, or you're going together, or this group does and you're paying additional monies?
They are doing all the work of booking the authors and setting up the Zoom, taking care of the technology. They take care of all the marketing, and we just can, throw our logo on it and post it on our website. And so, like, they're doing all the work, and we're just giving them $700 and we get 12 authors out of it.
That sounds great.
That's an amazing price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll move to approve that.
I'll second.
You luckies.
Since we're spending money, Reno, would you take the roll call?
Yeah, thank you. Jeremy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Martha.
Yes.
Thank you.
So there's no need for a closed meeting, correct, Jennifer?
Correct.
So our next meeting is January 18th at 4 o'clock, and we want to thank the board for its patience with the sort of unusual meeting we had tonight, but the board came through and everything's been taken care of. Any last comments before we adjourn?
I just
I have
wondered
a
if you
comment
guys.
and a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I had
have
a question
comment and
too.
question about Johnson Controls. Most of this work that we're doing now is something that, should have been done years ago due to neglect. Am I correct in remembering that Johnson Control has now inspected all of our stuff that they deal with or can deal with, and that it's all okay except what we've agreed to fix now, the valves and things? Didn't they inspect everything?
They have a normal service calls that they do, and to make sure things are running smoothly, and that's when they catch things like this. And part of this valve replacement that they're going to try to do these on their regularly scheduled maintenance calls, so that they're not charging us an extra fee to come out and fix it, and kind of do it parsed out. So that's the best I can tell you, Bill. We do have a service agreement with them, and they do maintenance calls. They find things. Jason comes down to my office, gives me too much detail about it, and then I turn it over to you. So every time he comes, I hope that this is the last thing that we have to fix. But we also know that there are the boilers, the bigger ticket item that we're probably gonna have to fix next fiscal year. Or if we get ARPA money, like I requested from the mayor last month, you know, something else comes through.
Okay. Well, my concern is going forward that we won't, you know, keep running into things that should have been taken care of a long time ago.
Right. Well, and as you know, they've replaced the 2 units. We'll have the boilers replaced. The VAVs have been replaced. The valves have been replaced. The thermostats were all replaced. At some point here, we're going to get to a point where everything's brand new.
And then we'll
Hey,
start all over again.
It's
Yes.
more than 25
Right.
years old now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's far past the lifetime of a lot of that stuff.
Yes.
At some point, we need to incorporate some type of schedule so that 25 more years will not go by and the next board or a board is in the same position.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let's get everything up in good shape, but then we need to think about that.
Right.
Yep.
Mary, you had a question?
I just wondered if you think you'll be open tomorrow, the library.
Newton's is out there now. They're probably done disinfecting everything. So unless Jessica has an update for me as far as staffing goes, that would be my only concern. But as far as I know, you know, we're disinfected and ready to open.
Great.
I believe
was
we're
just
gonna have a skeleton staff, but I think we can make it work. I'll let you know if that changes.
curious. Well, I'm sure it'll be posted if you're closed.
Yeah.
Any other,
Hopefully you can stay open.
any other questions?
Jennifer, are you having problems with any patrons not wanting to wear a mask?
That
And-
has been, we had some pushback when we reinstated the mask policy, but other than the odd one here or there, for the most part, as far as I know, it has not been an issue.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just amazed at the problems they're having on airplanes. People
Right.
getting into these big fights over the masks, so.
Anything else? Well, if not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I will second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Well, we're adjourned and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank
Happy
you.
New Year, everybody.
you.
Stay
Yeah.
well.
Bye-bye.
Stay well.
Healthy New Year. A healthy New Year.
Okay.